Chapter 3, Jordan. The silence clung to the room like sweat after a heavy workout. Thick, damp, hard to shake. Maya's words still hovered in the air, raw and unfiltered, as if the walls themselves weren't sure what to do with them. She had confessed to longing for freedom, longing for attention, and then just walked out, leaving all of us kind of like just there with the truth and nothing that you can laugh about. But I tried anyway. I leaned back in my chair, flashed the grin people expect from me, and said, well, that was refreshing. Anyone else want to open up, or should I just teach everyone the proper way to do a squat? A few chuckles broke through the tension, but not many, not much, but enough to feel like I'd mopped up some of the mess. That's what I do, keep things light. I run a gym, crack jokes, keep people coming back for more. No one wants a trainer who looks like he's carrying the weight of the world like Hercules. They just want the weight of the barbell, if that. At that moment, Ethan had stood up suddenly, chair legs scraping across the floor. His jaw was tight, but his eyes were soft. I'm going to go check on Maya, he muttered, disappearing down the hallway. The door shut quietly behind him. That left the rest of us just shifting in our seats, unsure of what to say next. Someone, a.k.a. Camille, I think, suggested calling it a night. One couple yawned theoretically. Another started stacking plates, the ritual winding down, offering an easy exit. Soon the group had splintered. Goodnights were exchanged between the couples left, and footsteps retreating upstairs, doors clicking shut. But just like that, the big evening turned into little pockets of private silence. Camille was still next to me, close enough that her sleeve brushed mine. Normally she would slide her hand over and anchor me without even trying. Tonight she didn't and hadn't. Her gaze was locked on the candle flame in the center of the table, as if she was hypnotized by the way it flickered. Are you okay? I asked, keeping my tone casual, kind of, teasing. You look like you're about to join a cult led by the candle. She gave me a faint smirk. It was polite, obligatory, not the kind that wrinkled her eyes like it used to into a smile. And damn, did that land heavier than I let on. I cracked another joke, louder this time, and, trying to double down. Camille pushed back her chair mid-joke, stood up without waiting for me to let it land, and softly just said, let's head upstairs too. Our room was tucked at the end of the hall, warm with a lamplight, but carrying the unfamiliar and not your home stillness of a borrowed space. That Airbnb, you're living in someone else's place. I kicked off my shoes dramatically, collapsing onto the bed with a groan. 10 out of 10 for mattress quality. If the relationship thing doesn't work out, I'm proposing to this mattress instead, Camille. Camille sat at the edge of the bed, untying her hair, her reflection caught in the mirror. Do you ever take anything serious? I laughed because that's what I do, right? But something in her voice cut through me. It wasn't playful. It was tired of my charades, of my acting, of my never meeting the moment. Of course I do, I said quickly, softer this time. I just prefer to lighten up the mood. Someone's gotta... She turned then, meeting my eyes. Or maybe someone's just scared of being honest. The word stung, more than I admit, because, she was wrong. I had busied myself with my gym bag, pulled out a t-shirt like I suddenly needed to recognize something, everything, anything. What's that supposed to mean, I asked. I already knew the answer. Camille sighed, pulled the covers back as she slid under them. Jordan, tonight, Maya poured herself out. It was raw, maybe messy, but it was really, real. And it was her. And you, all you could do at the end was turn it into a punchline. That's not fair, I muttered defensively. Everyone was tense. I was just trying to ease it. She said, "You always do." Her voice softened, almost like a whisper. "At the gym with friends, be it with me, just hide behind jokes. And maybe that works out there, but in here," she tapped her chest and gestured to the space between us. "In here, it feels like you don't trust me enough to let me see you." The air between us went still. I wanted to fire back to defend myself, to remind her of all the ways I show up, the gym that I'd built from nothing, the hours I put in, the stability I had created with income and the home that she now had because of that gym and that work ethic. And yeah, the jokes too, because that brings clientele and maintains and keeps them. But I knew none of that touched what she was saying. So I laughed again, weak, empty, guess I'm predictable. Camille rolled her aside, facing away, and said, "Guess so." I lay there, staring at the ceiling. My chest felt tight like I'd racked too much weight without a spotter. The kind of pressure that only builds second after second. And I realized this is why I had stepped out on her the first time. And then every other time. Because as the saying goes, every gym owner, well, they own a little bit too much of the gym. There was more than Camille out there. And this wasn't the first time that I had to admit to myself about this. We were slipping. Not in a big, dramatic way, just like a quiet drift. Like a boat untying itself from the dock. Camille was the dock, and I was the boat. No matter what I did, I didn't do what she wanted me to do. And I couldn't recognize what she wanted me to do, even though she said it and it was clear. I spoke English, and so did she. But I did all the other things that she benefited from. A roof over her head, food on the table, the car she wanted to drive, the ring, that Instagram post, and those who saw it would like and be envious about. But it was more than the dogs, more than the trips, more than the jokes, more than the laughter. As the house settles and the doors had been shut, the whispers in each room died down from our earshot. It's not like I realized something I'd never, ever had to face. I guess I realized in every face that I slept with. But in this moment, I knew that I wasn't hiding from her. I wasn't hiding from myself. This is who I was. I was a light, easygoing guy. Mr. Jokes. Work hard, pump some weight. Earn money, look good on Instagram. So, if I lost her, so be it. As I looked at her back, it seemed I'd already lost her. And I was fine with it.